I'm Guy Rawlings. We continue to follow breaking news. An off-duty Birmingham police officer shot this morning while responding to a robbery call. We have team coverage tonight with the latest details. Xavier Harris, Jeff Eliasoff will join us in just a little bit. We begin with Ian Wrights live in Woodlawn. Ian.
Hey, good evening, Guy. Police just wrapped up their investigation out here. This area had been closed at 54th and Georgia for several hours after that shooting which took place right behind me. After that, several blocks around this area were closed off as a massive manhunt got underway. Police were looking for two suspects. They were eventually caught several miles from here. They are a 16-year-old boy and a 25-year-old man, and the Birmingham police chief believes the 16-year-old is the one who fired the shots. Now, we understand that it was Detective, a 14-year veteran of the force, John Finke, who was hit. He works in narcotics. He remains in the ICU tonight. He is in serious condition. He was shot twice in the stomach, and the police chief says he lost a lot of blood. He was off duty working at a nearby church at the time, and police think he saw two people being robbed. He responded, and that's when he was shot. Now, I want to show you what that intense search looked like just moments after the shooting. A chopper was brought in. There were canine units. The SWAT team was there. They were moving through several blocks in Woodlawn. Again, those two suspects were eventually caught miles from here in Ensley. They were found with two stolen cell phones and a gun, and the gun, the chief says, matched the description of the one used in the shooting. And they were able to use those stolen cell phones to track the suspects. Again, the suspects are a 16-year-old boy and a 25-year-old man. And Police Chief Patrick Smith says it looks like the 16-year-old one is the one who fired the shots. The chief said it was disappointing to learn that someone of that age would go to these lengths. Here's a little more of what he had to say.
One of those difficult things to take in, one of those difficult things that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
Again, Detective Finke was rushed to UAB Hospital. He was taken there. He was talking with investigators. He was conscious as he was being taken there. Also talked about the suspects, gave officers a description of the suspects, also the car they got away in. We've also learned his family is at the hospital. They are by his side, including his daughter who goes to school out of state. Want to get out to WVTM 13 Xavier Harris. He joins us live from UAB tonight. Xavier, have you heard anything more on how Detective Finke is doing this evening?
Well, Ian, as of right now, like you said, I am standing outside of UAB Hospital, and we understand that Detective John Finke was shot twice in the stomach, and although he is out of surgery, he is still in critical condition. Now, we understand that he is married, like you said, with a college-age child, and we understand that both the wife and his child is inside by his side.
It's like pins and needles trying to wait to get accurate information, the information from the surgeon.
Were the words from Birmingham Police Chief Patrick Smith after waiting over 5 hours on a condition update of an officer who was shot in the line of duty.
He was struck, from what we can tell, 2 times in the abdomen area. It appears that round ricocheted and did not penetrate. However, the 2 that went to his abdomen did.
Chief Smith says Detective John Finke was immediately rushed to UAB Hospital into surgery.
Right now, he is in critical condition. They do have some concerns because he did lose a lot of blood. He had to be given a lot of blood.
Since Detective Finke was admitted into the hospital, many officers, deputies, and Mayor Randall Woodfin stopped by to show support. Chief Smith says when Detective Finke was transported to the hospital, he was conscious and talking.
We believe that we have the right suspects in custody based upon the series of events, the description that the officer gave before he went into surgery.
Detective Finke is currently out of surgery in an intensive care unit, and Chief Smith says they can only hope for the best.
You know, just the area that he was penetrated in the intestines and also in major vital organs. So we're working very hard, and we're praying very hard for him.
No, we've been out here at UAB Hospital for the most part of the day, and we've seen multiple law enforcement, deputies and officers coming out here to show their support for Detective Finke. And we say the entire state, the city, is praying for a fast and safe recovery. Tonight we're live in Birmingham. Xavier Harris, WVTM 13.
Yeah, certainly we are all keeping him and his family in our prayers this evening. Xavier Harris live for us at UAB Hospital tonight. Also want to turn our attention to those two suspects that were caught after that hours-long and intense manhunt. Again, they were caught about 8 miles or so from here in Ensley at a Winn-Dixie. They used the information that the detective gave them about a description and also those stolen cell phones to track the suspects to that grocery store parking lot. They were found in a car matching the description of the one they took off from here in Woodlawn. Jeff Eliasoff is standing by for us live near that area. And Jeff, you've been talking with folks who know the detective, also folks who know the people who were robbed this morning outside of church. What are they telling you about what happened?
We'll get to that in just a second. Indeed, you're right, Ian. This is the former grocery store. It's a former Winn-Dixie where both suspects were apprehended. Stolen cell phones were recovered, as was a handgun, which, according to police, as you said, appears to match the bullets that wounded Detective Finke. Yes, earlier today I spoke with a member of the Church of the Highlands who knows the detective.
Times of trouble, he was there for me. And he gave me encouragement to do what I need to do to get my life back on track.
Roderick Amerson is praying for the detective's full recovery and hopes to see him again soon. Kincaid Ryan knows the other victims this morning, the young men held up apparently at gunpoint for their cell phones.
It just hurt because those are some of my students, some of my close friends. That we have a basketball league at the Dream Center, and I'm a coach for those teams, and some of the students that got approached with a gun, those are like my people.
Young people.
18 pushing 19, just graduated from Woodlawn High School, some close friends of mine. They're great basketball players, even better men of God.
Were they members of the church?
They were on their way here, yes, sir.
Well, they never made it to church on this Sunday. Instead, they were interviewed by police and apparently gave excellent descriptions of the shooting suspects, who were then taken into custody right here in Ensley. We are live in Ensley. Jeff Eliasoff, WVTM 13. Ian, back to you.
Jeff Eliasoff live for us in Ensley. As Jeff mentioned, this happened just as church was about to get underway. It was just before 9:30 this morning when that initial call came in, and it was outside of Church of the Highlands, one of their satellite campuses. It meets over at Woodlawn High School. There's another church right next door to that, and another just about a block or so away. So as you can imagine, on a Sunday morning, this is a busy time with a lot of folks getting out and heading to nearby services. Also, there are nearby businesses in the area as well. And earlier we spoke with one business owner about what happened this morning. Here's part of what he had to say.
Everybody's more aware late at night of danger, but during the day, it's a little scary to think about just being in broad daylight at somebody being robbed.
And again, we last heard from Police Chief Patrick Smith about 3 hours ago. He says that he doesn't expect another update tonight on the investigation or the officer's condition. He himself was heading to the hospital this afternoon to visit with the detective's family and also check in on the detective to see how he's doing. He called this scary and talked about the dangers that officers face every single day while on the job. Again, tonight, Detective Finke remains in the ICU, and we will keep you posted on his condition and the very latest on this investigation. That is the latest this afternoon from Woodlawn. I'm Ian Wrights reporting live. Want to get back to Guy Rawlings in the studio. And unfortunately, Guy, this is something the department has had to deal with recently in other occasions as well, this violence against officers.
Yeah, it's been a tough past year for the Birmingham Police, Ian. Detective Finke makes the 4th police officer shot in the line of duty in Birmingham in just over a year. In January 2019, Sergeant Waitasha Carter and Officer Lucas Allums were shot while investigating car break-ins downtown. Carter died from his injuries. Allums survived. In July, Officer Cullen Stafford was shot in the face, also responded to a robbery downtown. He's still recovering. And just to recap, Birmingham Detective John Finke shot responding to a robbery in the Woodlawn area before 9:30 this morning. He's now recovering from surgery in intensive care. The 15-year veteran of the force has a wife and daughter. The robbery suspects were caught at Winn-Dixie on Bessemer Road in Ensley with a handgun and 2 stolen cell phones. Police were able to track the phones to the suspects and positively identify them based on descriptions from the victims and Detective Finke himself. We'll continue to follow the latest updates on the condition of Detective Finke on air and on the WVTM 13 app. Stay up to date on breaking news in your area and download the app and turn on push alerts.